ideal friend. Patient, doesn't mouth off.
Yeah, why can't Dandelion be like that? That'd be nice. I give up on this crap. Right, what's here? Something. Well, we find ourselves a nice little... Oh, what would you call this? Park? Park. Why not?
Morkvark broke through this door. Must have smelled something beyond it. Similar touched. No sign of feeding. Morkvark doesn't devour his victims. Strange.
It grew back. It always grows back.
Starting to envy you.
Wish to hear a story.
Very interesting, because he said he couldn't actually talk to us without being beaten. Yet here now he's offering a conversation while standing in the doorway.
If I have to, I'm all ears.
Warriors came. They knew they could not kill me. So they laid a trap. Chained me down. Locked me in here. Know what I did? Bit my leg off to free myself. Every bite brought pain, and howling, I vomited blood.
Biting off your own limbs hurts. Who would have thunk?
You don't understand. This was more. My mouth burned like swallowing fire. As if all inside me was torn. Felt I would die. But I did it. And then I shredded them, dashed them to bits, made tiny crumbs of those plowing heroes.
Yeah, you need to work a little bit on the structure.
Your story have a point. We're just doing some chest pounding.
The moral is, you cannot kill me, cannot stop me. I'll not be bound. Break any fetters.
You're like the mummy.
The curse. Free me, or I'll return to get you again.
Oi! Whatever. As long as you don't bother me. Right, so... nothing more interesting here. Yeah, run off. Off you go. What an annoying bastard. Shoo! Shoo, I say! Get the fuck out of here, I said! Oh?
Here we are again.
You kind. End this. Or release me.
See, now I could feed Morgwag, but no.
Farewell.
See you soon.
Now we're cooking. We're in a darn cave. Well, looks like there's nothing but the water here. Can you fucking get out of there? Okay. Wonder what's this whole feed him thing. Maybe he has to kill himself by feeding on himself, and that's the only way.
Human blood. Lots of it. Deep wound must have been. Untouched. No sign of feeding. Morkvarg doesn't devour his victims. Strange.
We already established why he doesn't do this.
One of Freya's priestesses. No signs of violence. Must have died of hunger a while ago. A key could come in handy.
Interesting.
Waited a long time for death to come.
So I don't think that he was cursed for whoever he healed instantly. He was cursed for whoever he, well, plagued here.
Claw marks. Huge claws.
Who cares? Open the damn door!
Huge claws.
Ah, pack of wolves. My worst enemy. So we got the key to the Freya's garden. Now we just need to find the Freya's garden. Unless this is the Freya's garden. It would be incredibly confusing. Alright, so...
Monster tracks. Running. Chasing something.
yeah, as I thought, this is locked. Okay, so this should now work. Classic Witcher. Ugh. Oh, would you look at that? Another cave. Which we will meet the werewolf in inevitably. I foresee this. What's this? Padlock key. Oh, unlock the chapter house doors.
Bones fell through the crevice years ago.
What's special about these bones?
Air's moving here. Must be another cave above or a way out.
So in other words, there's more to it. Yes, swim through the world, Geralt. Swim through the world. Ah, yes, I remember this now. Markvarg's journal. Alright, we can read this. Day 34. Jostar the Wise has proven unworthy of his moniker. He bade me not to attack his village, and then, pleased at his own cleverness, called off the watch. Never had easier work in my life. We slit the men's throats in their sleep and plowed the women till dawn. Not much loot, but primo entertainment. When we were sailing from Ranwig, we heard owls hooting, an ill omen, and I ordered us to turn back to shore. Pook laughed about how I am supposed to be so brave, yet I'm afraid of the gods. I tossed him overboard with a knife between his ribs, but I could tell I had lost a bit of respect in the lad's eyes. We'll have to do something to prove I've still got the biggest prick on board, keep them from getting any stupid ideas. Next week. Our visit to Hindarsval was a success. Priestess is dead, monument smashed, holy tomes burned, meat barrels drained. We divvied up the silver. I took the votives. Norolf, son of Odlik, took the basins and spoons. Mons, son of Gudvar, took the candlesticks and jewelry, while Einar, the guy we talked to, I believe, son of Toradar, forfeited his share out of fear for Freya's wrath. Fine, all the more for us. Tomorrow we'll sail to Spikerug, see what the merchant ventures have brought to market. Very bizarre. Yeah, because he claims the priestesses were already dead. Very interesting, very interesting. Some things doesn't add up, right? Anyway, travel between worlds, let's read that. Running through many folk tales is a common motif of travel between worlds. By way of example, think of Orpheus, who ventured into the nether realms to save his beloved Theodore, who, fleeing a hurricane, found himself in the drab and monotonous world of Zoe, or Esila, who tumbled down a ferret hole into land had never heard of wonder. These are like backwards. Esila, that's Alice. Theodore is Dorothy in the world of Oz. And Orpheus, I believe, is similar to... I don't remember the actual name, but it's like a Greek mythological thing, I believe. Anyway, also of this ilk, the many rural legends about people captured by the Wild Hunt, only to return to their homelands after years riding the sky with a spectral cavalcade. Academia has for the most part dismissed these tales as mere epiphenomena of human irrationality. I, on the other hand, always operate on the assumption that a grain of truth lies in every tale, and so I've decided to make it my goal to find it. After years of research, I have ascertained with great certainty that travel between worlds is once indeed possible, though only to select few. I feel like we read this. The key is the so-called elder blood, or rather, to use the scholarly term, the gene of Ladodoran, the powerful elven sorceress. By comparing her genealogical tables against all known folk tales, I have been able to determine that she and her descendants were the archetype of the world's traveling heroes of many legends. The bearers of Lara's gene possessed an extraordinary talent which allowed them to move through time and space and to reach realms beyond the borders of known world. The overwhelming majority of them, however, did not know how to control this. It would only manifest itself in extreme situations, pushed out by sudden bursts of emotion, or when the bearer's life was at risk. This is how the above-mentioned Orpheus, in shock after the death of his wife, could in fact journey to another world, which he foolishly mistook for the afterlife. The hurricane provided the pressure needed for Theodore, terrorized at home by his zany Uncle N. Not sure if that's right. But to unleash his talent and teleport to a world free from madcap antics. And if we read between the lines, we clearly see Esila was a prostitute and fistic addict. The ferret hole represents how, when she had reached rock bottom, she whisked herself away to another universe to get sober. I'm not sure about that. That's a little bit of an open interpretation there. Fortunately for any future Esilises, the sad conclusion of my research is this. Darloin's line has been irrevocably cut off. The last bearer of her gene, Cyrilla Fiona Ellen Rhiannon, heiress to the throne of Cinder, died childless many years ago. I'd like to disagree with you just a little bit. As is true of most realms, the predominant religion in the Skellige Isles has its roots in the prehistoric cult of the Great Mother, Mother Nature. On the continent, such worship has taken as its object the namesake Melitele. In Skellige, her counterpart is Freya. Like Melitele, Freya is represented in three aspects: Virgin, Mother, and Old Crone. That of Mother is most common, and sculptors choose to depict her thus in her greatest sanctuary in the Isles. There she stands, a rugged woman draped in loose robes, her face partially revealed, her head bent, and her hands folded across her breast. A golden necklace hangs around her neck, and on it a large pure diamond, Brisingjaman, shines like a clear summer sky. Freya Modron, or Freya the Great Mother, is the goddess of fertility, love, beauty, and abundance. She is also the patron of oracles, soothsayers, and telepaths. Warriors pray to her before setting out on sea raids, and the wives they leave behind pray to her for their husband's safe return. Only priestesses serve the goddess. Men may worship Freya, but only women may do her work. Well, that's convenient. Freya's priestesses, like the clerics of other gods, treat mages and sorceresses with great reserve. The center of Freya's worship is her temple on the Isle of Hindarsfjall, in the hallowed grove called Hindar. Worshippers place offerings to the goddess before a statue on an altar that incorporates a great stone basin surrounded by figurines of cats and falcons, her sacred animals. In addition to this temple, sprinkled throughout the Isles are other smaller places where one can worship the goddess and make offerings to her. The Ain Shade and NL. That's new. Sad as it may be, to many in our time the word elf is a synonym for pauper, bandit, or layabout. She-elf is used by many to denote a prostitute or woman of loose morals. The adjective elven in turn describes damaged, needlessly complicated, or useless goods. Well, needlessly complicated is pretty accurate. Statistics, for their part, show that 1 in 3 elves living in Redania spend time in prison, and a full 1/2 of them have been fined at least once. The average lifespan of elves, though, still tries that of humans, grows shorter each year. Given the above, it is easy to forget that elves, or Ain Shade, as they fashioned themselves, were once a proud race that ruled the land stretching from the banks of the Great Sea in the west to the Blue Mountains in the east, and from the Dragon Mountains in the north to the Mahaham Range in the south. The ruins of the cities scattered throughout the known world bear witness to their former might. Monumenta al Forum by Istred of Ed Kinvel. Many of the most outstanding mages, artists, and poets of recorded history have been of this race, and we have elves to thank for dozens of ingenious items we rely on each day, from screw pumps to cosmetics. Those elves who dwell amongst men have largely forgotten their history and culture. The sole sliver of elven identity left in them being a burning hatred for humans, whom they refer to as Doine. The elves of Dol Blethana, that puppet vassal of Nilfgaard and of the wild highlands of the Blue Mountains, have retained much of the old knowledge and culture, though they too are condemned to perish. This death sentence was handed to them by biology, for men, though short-lived, are several times more fertile than elves. Thus, while the Ain Shade's numbers continue to dwindle, ours grow at an alarming and ever-increasing rate. Some elves believe that the tide of events can be turned, and they can put a stop to human expansion, and ultimately to their opposition by men. They look to their mystical cousins for salvation, to the Ain Elle and the Alder folk. The Ain Elle are said to dwell in another world, or possibly another plane, to which they travel during the mythic age of migration, and from which they at times journey to visit our world. Legend claims a gate between the worlds could be opened, allowing the Ain Elle to ride to their downtrodden brethren's rescue. These are, however, mere fables, naive fairy tales this race condemned to extinction uses to provide itself small comfort in these their last sad moments. I wish. Ask Einar why he lied about Morgar, yes. But first let's try this door too. Aha. Right over the stern. And some Zeracanian robes. Alright. Let's go ask Einar. The fuck? What the fuck, man? I trusted you. No, I didn't. What's this way, though? Just checking before I'm leaving. Yeah, this is where you could jump off in the first place. Original jump off point. And this just leaves back there, okay. My curiosity has been adequately satisfied. I almost jumped off there, and that would have been my punishment. Yes, I sharpened my blade as I ran past the sharpener. I'm that skilled. I'm just like doing a side flip over it as it spins, and I'm like,
Greetings, praise Freya.
you lied to me.
Liar.
What? I swear it on the great mother's tits.
Cut the act. Don't buy your piety one bit. You were one of Morkvarg's men.
Well, well, sharp yarn. Didn't see one thing though. Lads here around me, they're mine. Armed to the teeth to the man. Let me introduce yous.
We don't need to fight.
I'm no knight errant. I'm a witcher. Didn't come here to bring you to justice.
Digging up the past? What's that for?
Need to know what actually happened in the garden. Gonna lift Morkvarg's curse.
Why would you bloody do that? Our son should suffer till Ragnarok, the day after actually.
Well, that's what I do.
It's what I do.
Used to say the same myself, till Morkvarg gave the order to sail for Hindisfjall. I've raided often and cruelly, killed women, children, whatever my axe happened to hit. But priestesses, it was too much, even for me. When it was over and Morkvarg was drinking with the rest, I took this out.
Wolf-fang pendant, covered in runes.
I got it from my da, who was Godai of our village. Told me that anyone I cut with a fang would suffer a fate worse than death. Spoke true, it seems.
Your pop-pop mentioned how to reverse this?
Victim needs to get the fang is all. But I'll not give it to you. That whoreson should suffer.
Do it for the priestesses, yes. Yeah, dude, what the fuck, man?
Listen, the priestesses, they really long to get their garden back. And as I see it, you owe them, don't you think?
All right, take it. But it don't come free. Want one thing in return.
Won't tell anyone about your past, give you my word.
Not that. If you do, I'll just find you and kill you. Once Morkvarg's human again, you can't let him leave. No matter what.
Remember that. Something I've always wondered.
We'll see.
Once there are no basilisks, nations, and giants around.
He's a fine-ass asshole. I would be surprised that if a creature who has died multiple times and so cursed still survives. Interesting, I can find a different way to lift it. That is a very interesting idea. Well, don't you worry, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. What's up, man? Oh, come on. I thought we were cool buddies now. Alright.
Here we are again.
You kind. End this. Or release me.
Hand him Tordar's fang.
Here, put this on.
I need no more fangs.
Don't be a smartass, just do it.
Oh look, you're a dude again. Holy shit.
I'm free. Free! At last! Oh, where's the tavern? I can eat a broiled pig. No, a side of beef. Wash it down with a cask of ale. Then to sea. They forgot me, no doubt. Well, I'll fucking remind them with a bang. In Novigrad, everywhere. I'm back.
Can't let you do that.
Sorry, can't let that happen.
Then why'd you bloody free me?
To kill you, once and for all.
Yeah, the contract very specifically said once and for all, asshole. So you're dead once and for all. Hell's yeah. That's how we're gonna resolve this. Job's a good one.
Greetings. What may I help you with this time?
Morkvarg, got a few more questions.
Like, what's my reward for it?
They'll come from my reward.
But can you be sure that...
Morkvarg's gone, for good. Guaranteed, or you'll get your coin back.
I shall hold you to that, Witcher.
2 experience points.
It has love, hatred, and strength.
What a bargain. What a bargain. For that asshole's hide. Huh. Alright, well, let's go through here, I guess. This will probably be a town I can go to, and then we'll follow the road. And we'll discover the rest of this puny island holds.